Hello, everyone. I'm Heather, professional makeup artist with Luminous. And today our question comes from Natalie in Michigan. And she says, I'm new to this makeup thing, but I want to know more about contouring. Now, I know a lot of people, you hear contouring and you're like, nope, not for me. Well, we're going to dive into that. And I'm going to show you different ways, different levels of contouring. But first, I want to make sure that you subscribe to our channel by hitting that subscribe button below. That way you stay current on all the latest and greatest pro tips of the day. All right, back to contouring. So there are several different ways to contour, and I'm going to tell you why you should contour. So when we put on concealer, when we're airbrushing and we put on our foundation, that evens you out. We put on foundation or concealer to hide blemishes. If you have uneven skin tone, we're going to hide that and make us one shade. We call it looking flat because it's all one shade. And so what contouring does is it adds shape back to your face. So if you have a rounder face, we can create jawbones and cheeks. You can also contour here to create and kind of hide things that maybe we don't want to stand out as much. You can also, it's contour and highlight, so I can highlight under my eyes to make my eyes stand out. And so again, there are different levels of contouring, whether you're contouring with airbrush, whether you're contouring with a cut 1 or cut 2 palette, or the Belize or a compact, a bronzer, whatever you're contouring with, there can be different levels. So if you are new to contouring, if you're like, I don't know about that, I don't know about that, maybe just contour with a shade or two of foundation darker than your normal shade. That's a step. That's going to give you some shape to your face. Then you can get into darker shades once you're comfortable with that and step into our cut 1 or cut 2, and that's going to give you some highlighting and some contour. It's going to be a contrast. So remember, highlight is what we want to bring forward and contour is what we want to hide or bring back. Where to contour is another question we get a lot. And so I'm going to use an angled brush just like this. And I am going to use our cut 1 palette. And I actually go through all of them. Now, as you can tell, there are different levels. So if you're new, you can start out with the lighter one, or maybe mix these two, depending on where you are and what you feel comfortable with. When contouring, let me pull my hair back. When I'm contouring my face and contouring the cheekbone area, you want to start towards the middle of your ear and go towards the corner of your mouth, but stop where the color of your eye is. So I can just do this. Back and forth. You can also contour before adding blush, and that way you can blend those together. You want it to be pretty soft, so make sure you are going to blend. The next place that you will contour is temple area. Depending on your hairline, depending on your forehead, you want to contour around the temples. Again, we're giving shape back to our face. And now the jawline. Right there, and I blend it down. You can tell how that can thin out your face. It can make your eyes pop more. I can go back and add a little bit of highlight, and it doesn't, again, have to be a lot. I'm just using the flat white in the cut 1 palette, which is right here, to add just a little bit of contrast between that contour and my highlight. So it's making my eyes pop. I hid my chin and the jawline. I made my high cheekbone area pop a little bit more and then added a little bit of contrast on my hairline. So if you think about it, I made an E or a 3, right? So here and here. Jawline, middle of the ear towards the corner of the mouth, but stop where the color of the eye is, and then a little bit in the hairline. One thing I always suggest when you're trying something new and you're like, oh, I don't know, I want to, but do it before you go to bed. Do it before you take your makeup off at the end of the day. That way, if you didn't get it right the first time, it doesn't matter. You're going to take off your makeup. That's always a great time to practice something new because, again, it doesn't matter. Or you might be like, Oh, wow. Okay. I like this. And then you can do it the next morning. Well, I hope that answers your question about contouring. I threw in the highlighting because we really want our eyes to stand out. Contour and highlighting really go together because it is about that contrast. Don't have to start with a dark contour. 1 or 2 shades darker than your foundation is perfect to start out with. And then try it before you take your makeup off for the day. That way you do get to experience it before actually doing it. If you have any questions, please submit those to me at beautybar@luminousAir.com. That's beautybar@luminousAir.com, and I will answer your questions on the next pro tip. Have a great day. See you next time.